Hello.
Hi.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
That was really loud. Super
Was it?
loud. I don't know if I have ears anymore. Yeah. Hello.
Wow.
John's full of energy today.
I'm always full of energy. I know
Oh,
what
yeah?
you're talking about. I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
super ready and super full of energy.
It's like radiating through the room.
and the line is, "Don't give me no static." You've
Don't
never
give me
heard
no
that?
static?
No one's ever said that to you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I would hope no one would ever say that to me.
Jason, don't give me no static.
Oh, thank you.
I
Yeah,
feel
great.
like I've
I'll try not to.
I've had like plenty of people said it to me.
Really?
Like, even at like Best Buy, I've had like a sassy black woman be like, "Don't give me no static. Where's this item?"
Maybe that's
My mom said it to me. I've had like many people have said it to me.
Huh.
I'm not much older than you guys,
No, I know. Yeah.
so it's
I
like
just-
it's not like a super old saying.
I don't even know. Like, how could you give someone static that they would be so mad? They'd be like, "Don't give me no static." Like, I don't. I think that's what it would be. Like. I'd just be confused. Be like, "I'm not even giving you static." Like,
Like, I don't know, like, you know.
how do you give static to someone?
Now, is this like static, like shocking?
Like a
or-
shock?
Or, is this
Yeah.
like
Oh.
the TV?
I've done that to people, and I feel bad, but it's not my
Like
fault.
the static, like, you know, sound, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys
Is it like so? It's meant to be like, don't give me no attitude.
kinda, I
Okay.
guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
All right.
Or like useless like noise.
Oh, okay.
That's what static basically is, right?
Yeah, it's noise. Sure.
All right, Rifter, so let me fill you in here.
Oh boy.
Let me fill you in here
Wow.
because we were talking about what static rift means,
Yeah.
and I was explaining the meaning of the name to Jason and Dimitri, which Dimitri you should know.
Yeah, that's shame on you.
Yeah, you
Dimitri.
should
like,
know.
I mean, I haven't even been here 2 years.
I don't know what I
so-
did yesterday. How do you expect me to know when the show started?
Well,
Wow.
I mean, you should know from like all the history books of the future when we're like the greatest like entity
Right.
of nerdy pop
Oh, you
culture
mean the
references
Wikipedia
of all
page?
time.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
too.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like in the future, we're like the biggest nerdy entity in the world.
Do we have a Wikipedia page?
No, I don't think so.
We should.
If we did, I'd be like,
You should make
pumped.
one.
We can totally make one.
But does it count though?
Yeah.
Of course it does.
I don't know if it counts if we make
We
it.
we are an entertainment entity, so we should have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
All right, Jason, get on
I
that.
don't
All
know.
right, I'm gonna do that tonight.
I don't think we're like if we make it ourselves, it's not that good.
What?
Well, no,
That's the
you-
point. Wikipedia can do it by everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can totally do that.
All right, we're gonna have a little redo of opening of the show here.
Should we just start again next week?
Yeah, right. You want to hit the music
See
again?
you later. Yeah, we're out. See
Yeah.
you later. See you next
We're
week.
gonna leave now.
Next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Yeah. See you later. Bye.
Mm.
No, we have a really good show in store for you tonight. Mitch Halleck is joining us. It's always a fun time when Mitch is on the show, but it's going to be a little different than what you're normally used to if you're a long-time listener. Generally, Mitch comes on, and we take our pants off and nerd on about like comic books and pop culture and TV shows and movies. But tonight,
We're keeping our pants on.
we'll see. The
Okay.
pants might come off. I don't know
Yeah.
yet. We'll see. I don't know how deep into video game. I've never spoken video games with Mitch.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. But the plan is to talk video games because CT GamerCon is really, really close. It's a little over a month and a half away.
Yeah, about a month.
I'd
and a
say a
half.
month and a half.
Yeah.
And it's really close. So we're going to hype up that. We're going to talk about CT GamerCon. We're also going to be talking about the big, huge thing that Static Rift will be doing there. We're not just going there to be press. We're not just going there to enjoy the video games. We are going there to host a Pokemon Go tournament. So we're trying to make the biggest Pokemon Go tournament in Connecticut history. So we'll see if we can do that. But we're going to talk about that tonight, too, because I'm not sure Mitch knows anything about Pokemon. I think he's
I
kind
would
of like,
guess not. Yeah.
I think he's kind of like, what do they want to do?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let him die. Let's do it.
Right.
These Pokemans.
Yeah.
Yeah, these-
So
yeah.
I know he knows that
These
they're
creatures.
he knows that they're at Mohegan Sun, like they're roaming around. But I think that's about all he
Well,
knows.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he
They're
knows.
roaming around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think he knows anything else about them.
Probably not.
So yeah, we'll talk with Mitch about that, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll squeak in a little TriffCon talk. Maybe we'll squeak in a little, I don't know, movie or comic book. But we're gonna mainly talk video games, mainly talk CT GamerCon, and mainly talk this Pokemon Go tournament because I'm looking forward to, like I said, hosting maybe the biggest Pokemon Go tournament in Connecticut history. So my goal is hundreds of people. So yeah.
Hundreds.
Yeah, that's what I want. I
Yeah.
want to get a couple hundred people there. Because they had a mega tournament in Orlando last month.
Yeah.
They got 349 people.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
the convention gets like, I want to say like 20,000 people over the weekend.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
all of GamerCon?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That many, huh?
It's like 10 to 20,000 or something like that.
I guess that
Give or
makes
take.
sense, yeah.
And
For
Mitch
the,
do-
over the course of the whole weekend. Yeah.
And Mitch doesn't do the thing where like most cons do where like they count every time you go in and out.
yeah.
He just counts you once.
He counts you once. Yeah.
So
That's fair.
Yeah. That's dirty. The cons do
they
that.
do, a lot of cons do that.
You could take 6 bathroom breaks and
Right.
You know, like
Yep.
it's- Yeah.
They count it.
yeah.
Ooh, what's under the table? Oh, okay, I know what's under the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I figure if there's, say, 8,000 people day one, or 12,000 people day one, and 8,000 the next day, or something. I don't know. I don't know how they do it over
Yeah.
the weekend. It's that many people, like 10 to 20,000 people.
Okay.
We can't pull a couple of hundo out of that.
Ah.
And then like me promoting it and all the Pokemon Go people I know and stuff and all the communities that I know, like
Yeah.
they can't pump up like a couple,
Might be able
you
to.
know,
Yeah.
like we can't, if they can do it in Orlando, we can definitely get 100 people, maybe 200 people. Why not?
Yeah. I'd
You
say
know?
it's attainable. Yeah.
So that's my goal, to make it a huge, massive tournament. And yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan for March 21st, 2020 at Connecticut GamerCon.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we start every episode of Static Rift, it's mostly like this. We're rambling on about
Yeah.
random things, and I sound like I don't know how to talk in a microphone. It's
That's
usually-
generally the case.
that's
Yeah.
generally how it starts.
Yep.
And then we get into it, and the show's pretty good. So if you haven't shut off your YouTube channel yet, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
You're in for a lot of
Appreciate it.
fun. You're in for a lot of fun. So, fellas, what did you do this week?
I saw a movie, which
Did you?
I did. Yeah.
Was
yeah.
it one on your list?
What do you mean?
We were saying that there were a bunch of stuff from the Rifties that you had.
Oh no, it was not one of those. No. It was,
Jason.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't get
Jeez.
around to those. No,
Boo.
I saw The Gentleman, which is a Guy Ritchie movie. Matthew McConaughey, Hugh Grant.
Were they
Uh,
gentle?
No, no, they were not. It's a Guy Ritchie movie. So, no, it was a cool movie. It was basically one of those where it opens up with you see Matthew McConaughey walk into a bar and he gets shot, and then it kind of winds the story back from there, and you figure out sort of how it all took place. And
So it sounds like a cheap, crappy Quentin Tarantino movie.
no, it's not.
I don't
It's
know.
not- it's
the way
not
you
a-
described it just now. It sounds like a
No, I don't think
knock off Quentin Tarantino.
It's not a Tarantino ripoff. No. No, this has Guy Ritchie's fingerprints all over it. If you've seen a lot of his movies, it's a lot like that. No, it was really good. Hugh Grant is, he kind of stole the show. He was sort of your narrator / like antagonist through the whole thing.
What does Hugh Grant like do
What do you
beside this? Like, I feel like he hasn't been in like anything.
He hasn't been in anything in a while. He did a slew of romantic comedies.
Yeah, in like the
years ago.
90s.
Yeah, and then
or
he kind of
the
like
early 2000s.
he kind of just took a break.
I didn't
and-
even know he was still alive.
Oh yeah, he's still good. Yeah, he did. God, what was that? He did like a television series, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I guess was like a spy kind of thing. That was a couple of years ago.
Sounds
but
like it's wasn't a good show.
I don't think it did very well. Yeah, he hasn't been in a whole lot of winners in the last 5 to 7 years. But he was really good in this. This was probably the best thing I've seen him do in a long time. Because he did. He kind of played that like he was your narrator / guide through the whole movie. Because essentially he's playing like a writer who wants to like make a movie script about the exact thing you're watching. So it was kind of a cool concept with that. Charlie Hunnam was in it, for those of you who liked Sons of Anarchy. He was pretty good. So, yeah, it was a fun movie. It was just one of those where, like, there's twists and turns throughout, and you kind of build the story from the end back to the beginning.
So like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, but not a knockoff. You didn't even know about this movie 2 minutes ago.
I don't need to
because I
know
said the
about
title, and you're like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't
and
need
now
to
you're
know,
already
but
calling it a knockoff.
It sounds like something you'd see in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
No.
How many times has he given you like the end of the film in the beginning or something, or like, and
But just
jumped
because
back.
another director does
but he's
that doesn't mean
that's
he's
like a
ripping off.
Quentin Tarantino staple.
But it's not like he owns that. Like, oh, you built it from the
Does
end to the
Michael
beginning.
Bay own lens flares?
Right.
No,
Like,
that's J.J. Abrams for one.
Oh,
Michael
does.
Bay owns explosions.
yeah, Michael Bay's explosions.
Get it right.
But
J.J. Abrams lens flare. Michael Bay explosions.
like James Cameron doesn't have a monopoly over underwater movies or anything like that. Like,
Well, he might.
no,
But what's an underwater movie? Because Titanic was above water for most of it, wasn't it?
no. But what was that one he did underwater?
I don't
Didn't he do
know.
a whole thing underwater with a
He did
submarine?
like a documentary of like finding the Titanic.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's a documentary though.
Either way, he doesn't own anything about the ocean. Like,
No, he owns
another director can do a movie about a ship, and it's not
You-
ripping off James
You
Cameron.
give me a movie about blue people, and people will say you're ripping off James Cameron.
Sure.
Just saying.
Well, okay, that would be fair because that's a pretty unique thing.
I'm just saying.
Wait,
that,
are you
that-
referring to the Smurfs?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so if a director comes out and does like a big action thriller with the Smurfs, is that ripping off James Cameron because they're blue?
if they're the Smurfs,
Does he
no.
own the color blue?
If they're the Smurfs, no.
Okay. What if
But
it's
if they're just tall blue people, yes.
okay? All right.
I'll call it a cheap Avatar.
So any movie that starts from like the ending, actually, the first scene you see isn't really the ending anyway.
I'm just saying any.
So any movie that goes backwards to front is a Tarantino
if it's
ripoff.
like an action movie too, yeah, kinda.
That's dumb.
I don't know.
Because
It's
a
just-
lot of directors do that. That's just that's a very like it's sort of become a common practice with like action movies to it's like a hook.
He just happened to make it mainstream.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a way of hooking your audience in.
Listen,
you see this,
what you should have been watching was John Wick 3.
I know that's still on my DVR. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I know. I want to watch it. It's just that like now that I know it's sitting there like ready to go, I'm not like in a rush.
So what about this Gentleman? Why did this make okay? Why did you want to watch The Gentleman over John Wick 3, which is probably a much superior movie?
It might be. I don't know
It
yet.
is. It
The
is.
First of all, The Gentleman was really good. Like I would give it a solid 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. It was really good. But it was date night. I mean, what do you want from me? It was dinner and movie night. So, we wanted to have a night out at the theater. So I
So
can't
this
go
is-
to a theater
this
and
is-
watch John Wick
This
3.
is in the theater.
Yeah, it's in theaters right now.
That's even worse. That I haven't even heard of it, and it's out in the theater.
You've probably seen commercials for it. You just don't
Maybe.
remember.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
It's
I
well,
haven't- I'm looking at like the
the trailer
poster?
and
No,
poster and
just the
stuff.
poster.
Yeah. You've
Oh.
definitely seen commercials for it.
I don't know.
You've seen commercials of Matthew McConaughey yelling at somebody.
I mean,
with a
I've seen
glass of whiskey in
commercials
his
of
hand.
Matthew McConaughey
Not a
yelling
Lincoln
at people
commercial
all the time.
He does not drive a Lincoln throughout this whole movie. By the way, I was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were gonna shoehorn that in somehow, but no.
Good for them.
Yeah, but no, it's actually, and I like it because you can't really figure out who the main character is because all three are so good and they're such strong
So
characters.
Pulp Fiction.
No, oh my God, oh you are just brutal, brutal.
I don't
Pulp
know.
Fiction had a main character.
No, I mean not really.
Yes, it did.
Who?
Travolta's guy.
No, because
Whatever his
you
name
could have
was.
said Samuel L. was the main character
No,
too.
Travolta was.
There was a bunch of people that were the main character.
Travolta
They
was the main
followed
guy.
everybody.
Yeah, but Travolta was the main
I don't
guy.
think Travolta was the
He
main guy.
Slightly was.
I don't think he was the main guy.
And
Plus,
every other Tarantino movies had that
he
one
was like-
singular main character.
he was like dead halfway through the movie.
So,
Wow, you just ruined it for me. Thanks.
yeah, right.
If
Spoiler
you
alert.
haven't
what the
seen
hell?
Pulp Fiction, you have a problem. What was it, 93, 94?
Oh, I was around that time.
So
The only Tarantino movie that didn't have like a main character was Hateful Eight. That
I
one
mean-
was all spread out,
I don't think Pulp Fiction.
and even that one you could argue it was Sam Jackson because of the end.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't put it.
It became his movie in the end, but throughout the rest of it, it was spread out. Inglourious Bastards absolutely had a main character. Django absolutely
Of
main
course,
character.
his name's in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only one like Reservoir Dogs I've never seen, so I have no idea.
Reservoir Dogs.
Dogs, I know. Yeah, my brain
that's
just
fine.
my brain did not. Yeah, that didn't go well. Reservoir Dogs.
That's usually me doing that.
Oh boy.
Usually I'm having the.
It's
Is that the spin-off?
it's
Dogs?
Dogs, yeah, right. That's
Reservoir
the one that
Dogs.
takes place in the Bronx.
the sequel.
That's the only Tarantino movie I haven't seen. Is that one? So
That was actually pretty good.
I've heard it was like one of his better ones.
The second one, not so good. But
They did a second one.
Did they? No, they
Ooh.
didn't.
there is a second one. Yep.
Ooh,
Look it up.
yeah.
It's not by him.
I don't know who it's by. It does not have them. It's same.
Yeah, I was gonna
actors,
say,
but
It's
there was a second
definitely
one.
not by him.
Yeah, if I've never heard of it, he couldn't have done it because it probably wasn't good. No, I mean The Gentleman is not a Tarantino ripoff. It's a really good Guy Ritchie movie, so I would recommend it. Go see
Dimitri,
it.
are you sure there's a
Fun.
2? Is this like in the future when Quentin Tarantino makes his like 11th film?
I never heard of a second one. Yeah,
I'm,
which means it either did really bad or it just.
I'm investigating here. So Dimitri, what did you do?
Oh, the show's still going on. Oh wow.
Oh,
is,
the
yeah.
show ended like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, it's already.
As far as I know, Dimitri, there is no Reservoir Dogs 2.
What was
Are you
that
thinking
thing?
of Entourage?
You might have made it up.
Because I always confuse them with Entourage.
The Reservoir
Entourage and
Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs?
I don't know why.
Those are two completely different things.
I know.
Very,
I
very
think it's
different.
because the covers look the same. I don't know. For my brain doesn't work properly. It just
So it will be Entourage Dogs.
yes.
Reservoir,
Entourage Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is a like heist crime film.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with. I guess it does have something to do with like an Entourage, maybe.
I have no idea why I confuse them. I've never seen either movie, so because Entourage sucked.
Oh, I did confuse it with another movie.
Which one?
What's the one in Boston? Something Saints.
Oh, Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints?
What?
Oh, wow.
What? That's not even close.
Wow.
I know that was my fault.
That's a Boondock Saints is a it's
There
classic.
is
though.
a second Boondock Saints, by the way.
Oh, and that blue. Oh my god.
That's the one. I was
They
thinking
shouldn't have made that.
I didn't think it was awful.
Oh, it was bad.
What was bad about it?
It was just
It
first
had
of
some
all
good action.
the one of the guys, not Norman Reedus, the other guy,
Yeah.
was so out of shape in that movie. It was gross.
I
It was
mean,
like watching Bobby Lashley trying to run a lap. It was not. He looked bad. He was
Listen,
like sweating the whole time.
Bobby
like,
Lashley's in shape though.
not like the best shape. Bobby Lashley. If you ask Bobby Lashley to run a mile, like at a decent pace.
Listen, he would go in an MMA match right now and dominate the person.
Yeah, but that's different.
Why was that different? You need to be in super shape to be in MMA.
He couldn't do 5 rounds.
I think he could.
No, he couldn't.
I think he
He'd
could.
be smoked by the middle of the third.
I think he could.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's been in a 5-rounder.
I don't know. I don't watch Bellator, so I only watch good MMA.
Oh, that's not UFC.
It has been lately. It's been better. Anyway, what did you do? Wait, what did Dimitri do?
No,
what did
we'll
you?
move on to John.
Okay.
No,
nothing?
Dimitri,
Yeah.
what'd you do?
I don't remember what I did yesterday. I don't know.
Dimitri watched Boondock Saints at some point and thought it
Yes.
was Reservoir Dogs.
In his life?
Yeah,
and he came out of that going, "Oh, that Reservoir Dogs is a really good movie."
same
He's-
movie, right? Same thing.
He's
Yeah.
had a 5-round decision
Yeah.
against Tony Mellon.
Who the hell is Tony Mellon? Yeah. Yeah. Bellator's good MMA, all right. Tony.
It wasn't
Mellon.
even in Bellator. This is before Bellator.
Oh yeah.
This was an extreme
So that
fight
really
night.
doesn't count. Yeah.
Why?
Tony
Extreme
Mellon.
fight night doesn't count?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. And he won the heavyweight championship in that.
Oh, of Extreme Fight Night.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So he did go. He did have a 5-rounder.
Nice.
Everybody else, he just knocked him out.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're hating on
No, I just used him as an
on
example.
the Lash man.
Because he's one of those guys that, like, yeah, he's got an amazing physique, but, like, I don't know. I feel like he has zero cardio.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
that's just me.
All right, I guess we're not off topic.
No,
though, 'cause
we're
we're
okay.
still talking about what we were doing. So Dimitri did nothing.
Nope.
I don't believe that. I think you watched something.
Even if I did it, I don't remember what it was.
So the only thing I've really done this week is I've been consumed by Pokemon Go's put out their Go Battle League.
Ugh.
So it's different from the tournaments that we host every month,
Mm.
that the Sylph Arena League. This is the Go Battle League,
Battle
the
League,
GBL.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And
Yeah, how's it going for you? Because
I'm okay.
I'm at 500, so I'm not doing great.
I'm above 500, but
Yeah.
I have a lot more losses than I want
Yeah.
because this is what it is basically. Because it's not like Sylph where you have a team of 6 and you pick 3 people, so there's strategy. So you look at, say I'm fighting Jason and I have a team. He has a team of 6. My team of 6 are going against each other. I look at his team of 6 and I'm like, okay, like my guys can beat this guy, this guy, this guy. So I'm going to lead this guy. I'm going to put in this guy, and this is going to be my, last guy, my closer.
Can we take a shot every time Johnson's guy?
Yeah.
In this game, there's no team of 6. It's just your normal 3-man team.
Yeah.
And you go in blind. You don't know what your opponent's going to give you.
Sucks. Yeah.
And basically, when you get higher up in the ranks, I'm in rank 9 right now.
Okay.
When you get to like rank 6 or 7, I'd say, you start seeing the same 5 Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
The same 5.
Yeah.
Your Altarias, your Registeels, your Defense Deoxys, your Skarmory, your who else? You see Tropius everyone. You'll see a random grass Pokemon. You'll see a Swampert every now and then. So like the most you see is like 10 Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's mainly like the main hot 5. Like you'll get a couple Bastiodons in there, but everybody has an Azumarill, everybody has an Altaria, and then a random third Pokemon. But so it's like you're seeing one of those every time.
Yeah.
You're always seeing at least an Altaria, an Azumarill, or a Registeel Skarmory. One of those 4 you're seeing every time. I'm shocked when I don't get one of those 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, okay, what are you gonna give me here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. It's fun. Granted, this is the preseason, so they're doing this to like test it out to like
okay.
see what they want to change and
Yeah.
add. So it's not like the official ranked, stuff. So it's
Sure.
the preseason again. I don't know. It's just not as fun as the other tournaments because like they'll have a theme and you pick a bunch of Pokemon that are able to join in. Like this, any Great League Pokemon, any Pokemon under 1,500 can join in.
Yeah.
And that's great, but nobody used. So like if you try to like have fun and just use like a fun team, or if you try to use your favorites, like there's a lot of memes that that are like me and Go Battle League using my favorites and at them like getting like destroyed.
Yeah, right.
Or like the Bane meme where he's like coming at Batman like that, but they take Batman out and put a dude in a pink leotard.
Yeah.
That's what it's like when you use your favorites against like somebody that's just using like the best Pokemon.
The beasts that they have, yeah.
So I'm hoping that they'll change that and it'll be at least some kind of strategy because there's really no strategy. I mean, like there's
No.
strategy into it. Like you got to know your matchups. Like if they pop up with, an Altaria and you're using a grass Pokemon, like you got to switch your Pokemon
Yeah, switch
quick or
real
something.
quick, yeah.
Or so you got to know your matchups in the match, but there's really no prep going into it, and it's kind of like whoever switches first and doesn't switch first or shield first. Like, I don't know. It kind of takes like the strategy and fun out of it. So I hope they add that element of you have to have like maybe at the beginning of the season they're like pick your 6,
Yeah.
and you can only use
And
these
you
6
can
for the
only
rest
use
of the
those,
season.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
That'd be good.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm sure some people are like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, screw you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I'm having trouble with it. One, because my roster sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
the few I only have about 3 or 4 that are like really good for battling. The rest of my roster is just their stats suck, or they don't have a second move or anything like that. So I
Right.
don't want to use them. And then the second reason is just it really comes down to the first 2 that get thrown out, right? If you're at a disadvantage there and you've got to switch out, then you're behind the 8 ball to start, and it's like
yes,
it's hard
yeah.
to battle back. Like it feels like you're playing from behind within the first
So
second.
I think losing a lead in the GBL opposed to Sylph, like in Sylph, it's like you're basically if you lose the lead, you're probably gonna
You're
lose.
toast, yeah.
But in this, there's many times where I'll lose the lead and I'm able to come back.
Yeah, I've fought back a few times,
So I-
but it's just
I think it's a little easier now because you're not necessarily like say they pop out, they have Altaria and you have Bastiodon and they switch out to a fighter. Obviously, you gotta like. What's the chance of they're gonna switch out to what? You know what I mean? There's only 2 other Pokemon they can switch out.
Yeah.
So what's the chance they're gonna know out of all the Pokemon you have, like?
which ones.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's true. It's just I mean, I'm still gonna play it. It's it's worth doing it, but
And then next week
Yeah,
they're
it's not
doing
going well.
Ultra League, and the week after that, like so for the preseason, it's Great League for 2 weeks, then it's Ultra League for 2 weeks, then it's Master League for 2 weeks, and then like sometime in like early March, Season 1 begins, and it's
Okay.
gonna be Great League again,
yeah,
and then I'm assuming they're gonna put in the changes.
yeah.
So, but that's what I've been doing, and I don't know. I don't love it, but I don't hate it, but it's addicting.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like I want to get these battles out,
yeah,
and I'm expecting to win, and then when I lose, I'm like wicked pissed,
yeah.
and then when I win, I'm just like, no, I don't know. It's just
It is strangely addicting. Like I had to do the thing where you have to walk 5K to get to rank 2 or whatever,
Yeah.
and I was like 4.6 out of 5, and they're like, "But you can pay us 50 coins if you want to battle now." I'm like, and I had no coins, so I was like, "Do I want to pay the 99
Yeah, I'm
cents?"
just like,
I kind of do. And I was like, "No, I can walk 0.4K."
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it was smart of them to move it down to 3. It's 3K now per like
That
5
is smart,
battles.
yeah.
So that was better.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens in the season 1, like what they do from the preseason to season 1.
yeah,
But I love that there's so much TMs. I'm loving, a lot of the stuff. A lot of the Pokemon rewards are pretty good. You get some pretty cool Pokemon if you win. So, yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been doing. I've been GBLing it. And I had no time for movies and whatever Dimitri did.
yeah. Mixing up movies,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
not watching Reservoir Dogs, but thinking that you did.
Yeah. Or Reservoir Dog. What was it? Dogs? Dags?
Dwogs.
Yeah.
Dogs. Dogs. There it is.
My brain, like now, every time I say the name of that movie, I'm like, "Get it right, idiot! Get it right."
So,
I'm like psyching myself out every time I say it. I'm just gonna call it RD now.
the R Dogs.
The R Dogs,
Our
yeah.
dogs.
The R Dogs. Okay, we're going to take a quick little hiatus.
Break.
Real quick before we go to break, I've been editing all the shows to get them all up, and I say the same thing to go out to break every time, and I'm like, I want to change it up.
Yeah.
But Dimitri just, he kind of like blocked me, like Shaq on that
Well,
episode.
hiatus implies that we're physically leaving.
What if I go to the bathroom?
Hiatus means a long break.
Yeah. You
I said a little one.
But
a
you
little
can't.
one.
There's no such thing as a short hiatus. That's an oxymoron.
Okay, but there's plenty of, there's like jumbo. Okay, we're not getting into
Yeah.
this.
That's, yeah.
All right.
You'll pull up a list. We don't need to go in there.
No,
Oh,
listen,
top
I didn't,
5.
I didn't pull up lists today, so don't
no,
give me that.
sure, not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. We'll see.
Quick,
got-
somebody Google top 5 oxymorons.
We got an hour and a half to go. We got plenty of time.
Dimitri,
Brendan.
you should do that. Actually, I want to know. So we'll be back. We're gonna get Mitch on the line, and we'll be talking CT GamerCon, more Pokemon stuff, and maybe we'll tell you the top 5 oxymorons. Stay tuned.
Have you always wanted to make your own podcast? Or had dreams of becoming the next social media influencer? Don't let office space and equipment be what gets between you and your dreams. New studio space is now available through the Go Network. The Go Network is a multimedia broadcast company that currently hosts live radio shows and podcasts. With microphones to fit all guests, the ability to video record interviews, a stage for band performances, and an editing suite to put your audio and video content to the next level. The Go Network will provide assistance with producing, editing, sponsorship outreach, marketing, and more. You can create the podcast or web series you want with the lower price tag. Visit our studio location in Norwood or our audio suite in Canton. For more information, call us at 857-445-0424 or email us at info@gonet.com. That's info@geauxnet.com.
Has your computer seen better days? Is it always freezing and lagging? Are you constantly plagued with pop-ups and viruses? Are you not able to get any work done? You don't need a new computer. You need Phoenix Technology Support. With just one call to Phoenix Technology Support, you will never have to stress over the hassles of taking your computer to a repair shop again. Just leave your computer right where it is and let us come directly to you. Phoenix Technology Support has over 10 years of experience in the industry of customer support and IT solutions, and it's the best place for help with all of your home or business electronics. From gaming systems to tablet setups, smartphones to smart TVs, even business servers and emails. We will help set up or troubleshoot almost any technology in your home or office. So next time you think your technology is at the end of its life, have it rise from the ashes like a phoenix by calling Phoenix Technology Support at 617-658-3240. That's 617-658-3240, or go to www.phoenixtechboston.com.
Aren't you tired of your plain white walls? Do you ever wonder why you feel uninspired at the office or feel like your home lacks character? It's always the same boring walls over and over again. Well, it's time for a change. Visit walldecor3d.com and order wall panels that will turn your walls into beautiful and extravagant looking accent walls. The 3D wall panels give an extra dimension and complement just about any room. Their current selection includes plant fiber wall paneling, MDF wood wall panels, mosaic real wood paneling, and thin slate stone veneer. Remember, that's walldecor3d.com. Order now and add some depth to your life.
Hey Dan, you're a gamer. What is the comfort level of where you are playing?
Comfort does not exist in the gaming world. After several hours, you push through the pain.
You need Edge.
Edge?
Extended duration gaming equipment. Do you like your headset?
Let me guess. I have to drop hundreds of dollars for the newest, most comfortable headset.
No, sir. Keep your headset and let Edge make it better. Add a soft top made from 100% plush sheepskin wool to eliminate top of the head pressure.
So I can keep my lucky headset?
Keep them and your backups, but let Edge give them an upgrade. What about the seating arrangements?
At a tournament, you get a metal folding chair, which is great if I want to knock out a professional wrestler. Terrible if I have to sit in it for hours at a time.
Just like Edge upgraded your headset, now they're going to upgrade your chair with Soft Seat. No more fidgeting around trying to get comfortable, no more pain in your back, shoulders, and butt. Turn any chair into a comfortable gaming station. Go to edgeprogaming.com, type in the code GONETWORK, and receive discounts on your entire purchase. Take your gaming to the edge. When I'm feeling sluggish, I'm not looking for the jittery feeling of coffee. I'm reaching for Neurosonic, the only energy drink I trust to keep me going. Neurosonic is just one of the great drinks in the neurofunctioning beverages line. When I'm stressing an interview, Neuro Bliss keeps me cool, calm, and collected. And when it's time to call it a night, I don't want sleeping pills and all the crazy after effects you hear about. I want Neuro Sleep to help me drift off to dreamland. Neuro drinks are surprisingly low calorie and full of the healthiest and most efficacious vitamins and minerals. Artificial flavors and colors don't work for them, and neither should they for you, so they don't allow them in their drinks. To find a store near you that carries Neuro, go to drinkneuro.com or visit amazon.com to order a 12-pack. Neuro, drink with a purpose.
If you're just hearing about Monk Therapeutic Air for the first time, it's a recyclable diffuser that promotes mood change and life-enhancing effects through our custom blends of essential oils and the ancient practice of aromatherapy. Monk is the simplest aromatherapy device in history. You don't have to know anything about essential oils. We do all that for you. Simply pick the way you want to feel, open your Monk, and breathe in as your Monk diffuses an eclectic blend of essential oils and wild plant extracts. Monk is available in 7 different blends, all of which are organic, natural, and free of nicotine, tobacco, or artificial chemicals. Visit monq.com to learn more.
Are you in need of stickers, be it for personal or business use? Then you need to go to stickeru.com right now. That's stickeryou.com. Sticker U is passionate about providing you and your business with the highest quality custom stickers, labels, decals, and iron-ons. They can even make you temporary tattoos. If you want to stick out from the competition, then you need Sticker U, as Sticker U provides the best platform in the world to create custom products that make you stick.
In a world filled with many distractions, would it be incredible to find a way to get lost in your own choosing? Do you love to hear crisp audio from your favorite podcasts? Have you ever felt like the soundtrack to a movie or a video game would sound greater if there was a better way to deliver sound? Bear Dynamic closed-back studio headphones are a perfect tool for any sound enthusiast. Plug in your Bear Dynamic headphones and go on an audio escape. The Bear Dynamic DT770 Pro headphones are a favorite amongst music producers, sound engineers, and broadcasters all over the world. If you're not prepared to compromise on studio sound, visit www.beardynamic.com. That's www.beardynamic.com and get your own pair now. Whether for home or on the go, it is the right product for every need.
Rifters, we are back here on the Go Network, and we have our friend, the king of the nerds, the conjurer of cons, Mitch Halleck, on the phone with us. Mitch, how are you tonight?
I'm all right, John. Ready to play some games, buddy. Ready to play some games.
Yes, we're going to be talking a lot of games. So like I said earlier, when we started the show, that every time we have you on, we usually talk, comic books, we talk movies, we talk TV, but tonight it's going to be something different. We're going to be talking video games with the king of the nerds.
Yeah, it's all new, baby. All new.
So, if everybody doesn't know that you run Terrificon, but you also run CT GamerCon.
Correct. This will be the 4th year for Connecticut's GamerCon at Mohegan Sun Convention Center on March 21 to 22, 21st and 22nd. Video games, board games, tabletop games, and we're going to talk about something you're going to be involved with some Pokemon.
Yes.
Everything possibly want. 2 days of nonstop gaming fun at Mohegan Sun.
So give us that was a good rundown, but give us more details. Like, what kind of tournaments are you gonna have there? Are you gonna have like any pro gamers there? Are you gonna have like any gaming cosplayers? Like, give us the rundown.
Well, it's funny you should ask, John. We will have all those and more. Some of the game tournaments that you can even register ahead of time, or you can do it right at the show. But I urge you to register in advance because sometimes we fill up really quick. There's going to be about 200, 250 gaming stations there that you could play. And the games range from Smash Brothers, there'll be Smash Ultimate, there'll be Melee. Then we're going to do, what's the other one I'm thinking of right now? Basically all day Saturday Smash. And then we got Dragon Ball Z. We have I'm thinking Soul Calibur. We have Tekken, we have Mortal Kombat, we have Dead or Alive, and that's just the tournament side. And then there's tons of free play, so you don't have to basically enter to win a cash prize. You can just come in and play for fun, and that has a whole host of games. You can get everything from Call of Duty to Fortnite, and Madden, 2K, WWE 2K, is that what it is? The wrestling federation?
Yeah,
the wrestling one.
They're 2Ks now, yeah.
Yeah, and then NBA. All that stuff will be going on. And if you're not into video games, well, you come out to the lobby area, And then we have our annual Magic the Gathering tournament. And you can bring your own cards or you can buy some there. And there's about 15 tables set up for just Magic the Gathering. And then if that's not enough, there's going to be some old-fashioned arcade games. You can play some of that. And then if you even want to try some new games, we have our game demo area. And that's where you can try out new tabletop games, new board games. There'll be people on hand that'll teach you how to play Dungeons and Dragons if you're not familiar, or Warhammer. Some of the local shops that sell gaming supplies will be there, giving you a heads up on how to do that. And if that wasn't enough, there's live music all day. You get free concerts on Saturday and Sunday from our acoustic friends at Pixelate that will be singing every video game song you can possibly imagine with nothing but their voices. They have no musical instruments. It's an a cappella group. It's amazing. And then after they go, it's our friends from Lame Genie, Lame Genie, like Game Genie. They're great. This will be their third or fourth time they've been with us. And they have a whole audio-visual presentation as they play their themes to video games. And the highlight of the day on Saturday and Sunday will be a concert from Turbo Power, which is another awesome video game music band. And they're going to have some special effects. They got a light show going on, too. And that's all out in the lobby. And if that's not enough, John, you get all this for $25. You walk in there, you can come in at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock when the doors open, and we don't end till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So you can spend all day. I don't know where you can go for $25 and stay all day. You can't go to a movie, you can't go anywhere, but you can come to CT GamerCon. But, like I said, if that wasn't enough going on at the Mohegan Sun, March 21st and 22nd, you, sir, are going to be running a Pokemon Go tournament, and I think you could tell people more about that.
Yeah, so I help run a Facebook group called Pokemon Go Massachusetts, and we run tournaments in Waltham at Game Underground and in Marlborough at the Apex Entertainment Center. So two pretty big places in the Massachusetts area. We run one every month. We use the Sylph Arena for their monthly tournaments as their software to run the tournaments and stuff. So we've been doing it since it's season 2 right now. We've been doing it since season 1. You know, we get an all right group, but lately, like this season, there's been mega tournaments happening all around like the United States. Like last month in Orlando, they had like 349 people. Like the month before that, they had like almost 400 people at a tournament. So I figured, what would be a better place than CT GamerCon to have a Pokemon Go tournament?
Yeah.
And I think
I'm with you.
I think that definitely we should get a good amount of people. I've been talking to organizers of Pokemon Go tournaments in New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island. So I have a ton of people like kind of working with me and helping me plan it out. So I think, you know, once we get I'm going to start really pushing it, cuz like they don't put out like what Pokemon you can use in the tournament until probably mid-February, and once that comes out, we'll know what can be used, what the tournament's called, and then we'll really start pushing it, promoting it. But we're working on some posters right now that we'll start posting online and stuff, and I don't know, I'm expecting a good turnout. I'm hoping for a good turnout.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, it's just something else to add to the fun of GamerCon. I mean, there's like something for everybody. And every year it's getting bigger and bigger. We started the first year, 2017. Yeah, 2017 it was. And not knowing how it was going to turn out. I mean, because this is an offshoot from Terrificon, because Jamie from Game Underground is part of Terrificon. He runs our gaming room.
Yeah.
And the lines were just tremendous. I noticed that the first year we started doing video games, when we did Mohegan Sun Terrificon there, I said, wow, this is really huge. And then we had a Magic the Gathering room, and that was jam-packed. So I said, all right, we'll try it. So the first year was 2015. 2016, we did another Terrificon there, and the lines got bigger and bigger and bigger for the video games. And there's everything from Guitar Hero to Smash Brothers to Mario Kart, all that stuff. And I said, you know what? Has anyone done a video game convention or a gaming convention? So the following year, in 2017, I just took the same convention hall, and I just threw it out there. No one knew if anybody was going to show up. and we had 80 stations set up, and we had tables for Magic the Gathering, and there was like 7,000 people that showed up. So it was a big hit. And then the next year we added more stuff. We started doing gaming, like with the Switch. We started having tournaments there, and then a lot of pro players came in. Jamie's well connected in the gaming esports industry, so a lot of his friends that are professional gamers started showing up. And then the cosplay angle, just like at a Comic-Con, cosplay became a huge part of the show. And we started doing more, cosplay contests and stuff like that. And kids were getting into it, so we added a kids parade too. So, yeah, it seems like every year there's a whole new facet of gaming. We even have the U.S. Army coming this year.
Wow.
And the United
nice.
States Army has their own gaming team, which is great. They have a Magic the Gathering team, and they have a video game team. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to get their 18-wheeler truck that they have that has like 10 video game stations on board set up somehow, maybe in the parking lot next to the convention center. We can let people go that way. We're trying to figure it out because it's too big to get into the convention center.
Right.
It's a massive 18-wheeler truck that when they press a button, it expands and the sides open up, and it's crazy. And it's all, imagine playing Call of Duty with guys who are actually, Army veterans and, current active military folks. I mean, this is what they do for real. And they're over there playing next to like a 12-year-old kid. It's kind of fun. But that's part of it too. Like I said, you just don't know what you're going to get every year at CT GamerCon because we keep changing it up.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, man.
So the Army guys are going to be coming there and actually playing in the tournaments?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. And if you beat them, who knows what'll happen to you? Next thing you know, you're in a sack and you wake up somewhere in the desert. You don't know what's going on. It's like, hey man, can't make the Army look bad. Can't show those guys up.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens to John. I can see it now. He starts beating them in the Pokemon tournament. Next thing you know, he wakes up in like I don't know where.
I would fully love to have some of America's finest playing in the Pokemon Go tournaments. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens. They're going to be there. They're great guys too. And then we also have folks from Microsoft. The Microsoft store at the West Farms Mall comes down, and then we also have representatives from PlayStation and Nintendo show up every year, and they bring out new demos of games that are about to come out and give you updates and talk to folks about the different types of video games they can expect in the coming months.
Because
And
I
we
was
can
going
try
to
some
ask
beta
that,
versions.
I don't know if you've ever been to like PAX. Like
Yeah, oh God, yeah. I used to go every year with my son. He's in college now, but we used to go to Boston every year.
So like PAX is more of like a, you go to see what's coming out kind of type deal.
Right.
Where like
right.
GamerCon sounds like it's more of like you're going to play and be in these games, playing these games.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask. Like, do you have like Nintendo and PlayStation coming
we do.
out?
Yeah, obviously we're not like PAX East where there's 80,000 people there, and we have all these big. I would love if we had all the big game manufacturers there, but no, this is more of a low key experience. Like I said, you'll have about 8,000 people there. You can just like when we do Terrificon. It's not like crazy like when you go to New York Comic Con with 200,000 people and you can't breathe. It's a place where you can actually walk up, talk to folks, have an experience that you'll remember and go home and tell your friends about because you actually got to participate and you weren't just standing in lines all day, which is a terrible way to spend your weekend at a convention, just standing there and not seeing or experiencing anything, just standing around, just hoping to see something. So, I try to make these worthwhile. It's all about value. I want to make sure when you come to the show, you walk out and go, wow, man, that was a great day. I had a hell of a lot of fun.
So does it usually sell out? Can you usually get tickets close to the event? Like,
no, you could always get. I mean, a sellout would probably be about 20-something thousand people, and we're not that big yet.
Okay.
So yeah, you can walk up to the door and get tickets, or you can buy them at. If you're in Massachusetts, you can buy them at Game Underground. Jamie sells the tickets there at his store. If you're down here in Connecticut, you can get them over at the Mohegan Sun. 7 days a week. You can also go to Dragon's Lair, which is the people that run our Magic the Gathering tournament. Who else has them? Cave Comics has them. Omni Comics has them up in Newington. There's a bunch of shops. If you just go to the website, you'll see all the different stores that sell GamerCon tickets. Or if you really want, you can go to Ticketmaster, but you'll have to pay like those online fees.
Yeah,
so I try to
you
make
don't
it
want to
easier.
do that.
Screw that.
Yeah, I try to make it easy for people. Like save some money, just go to a store.
Yeah.
But it's cool, man.
That's really cool because I know a lot of people have been asking me like that want to come for Pokemon because like
Yeah.
you won't know what the tournament's going to be for another 2 weeks, give or take.
Yeah.
So like people are wondering like, oh, when it gets closer, like, oh, am I going to be able to get my ticket? Like if I can't decide if I want to go until like the week of, am I going to be
they can
okay?
come
And
up.
I'm like,
They can
yeah, I
walk.
think you should be okay.
Oh yeah, you can walk up. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
That's good. That's good to know. That's definitely.
Well,
good
you
to
tell me. I mean, you're going to be running that thing. I mean, hopefully you can handle 200 or 300 people. If it gets bigger than that, when you start running for the door, I'll be like, oh, what happened now?
So they've had a huge tournament in New York. It was like 140 something people. Then they had a big tournament in Virginia, and it was like 170-ish people. Then they had a big tournament in LA. I think it was like 2 something, and then they had a big tournament in Orlando, and it was like close to 300 people or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get something close. Like if we get 100 to 200 people, I'll be happy. That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping to get a good amount of people because, and I'm gonna have like a bunch of people there to help me like set up and to be judges because I'm sure since you've run a bunch of gaming conventions, you know that people that game can get very touchy if there's like if they're in some kind of competitive tournament and there's a lag or there's some kind of woo. So you need to have some judges there. So I'm gonna have people there if there's any like disagreements or arguments or anything like that, we'll be able to shut it down pretty quick and be like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Like, so because I know
we learned our lessons. We've been doing this now for 4 years. I mean, you can ask Jamie. Every year it's something else, but we learn, how to deal with the networking and all that stuff. So we're good at this stuff.
And I'm working with some of the people that run like the Boston tournaments. They have like some big tournaments in like Harvard Square in Boston and stuff like that. So them, like some people from New York, some people from Connecticut, some, like I said, all around the like New England area. I'm working with, talking to all of them, getting their advice, getting their info, their input to make this the best, the most terrific Pokemon Go tournament, around. My goal is what we're pushing for is to make it Connecticut's biggest Pokemon Go tournament. So,
I'm with you, buddy. Do it.
I'm hoping we
can
can
do it.
do
Make the magic happen, man. Make it happen.
And I think that the Pokemon Go fan base is it's like a rabid fan base. They love to come out. They love to play. And I'm hoping we can even attract some of like the big YouTubers to join us and come. And that'd be really cool too.
Well, we are on Twitch. I know all that too with Jamie. We live stream all the tournaments.
Right. I was asking him like how we could do that because you'll probably get like tons of people watching it, like that's like a big thing.
Yeah.
So if we could do that, that'd be cool too. But he was saying that he doesn't know if it would work on the, because we'll probably be upstairs. He was saying he wasn't sure if we'll be able to stream from up there. So I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we have the whole upstairs section of the convention center we really don't utilize. So that's why when he came up with this, I said, sure, go ahead. There's plenty of room up there.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Like, whatever the amount we get, that should be pretty good because, we get anywhere from like 15 to 25 people at his store every month. So, I mean, this should be appealing to everybody around like the Boston area, the Connecticut area, like I said. And what's really cool is because of we're using like the Discord server that I do to run my tournaments, because we've been running since season 1, that if the person that wins, they get an automatic bid to our the regional tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge deal. So if you win this, you're going to automatically get to go to regionals.
I saw that you were part of another, I don't know what you want to call it, a league
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, I saw that was part of the information you sent over to me. I'm like, oh, okay then. So it's not just for fun. It's something.
Yeah,
that leads to a
this
bigger
is
thing.
this is ranked. So you're going to be ranked.
Yeah.
Once you start playing, you get a ranking immediately after your first tournament, and to do so well, you have to be a certain rank to get to the regional tournament, which will be in probably April, and then they do a championship in like June or something like that. Like last year, it was in Chicago. But to get the regional tournament, you either have to be, first in your community, you have to have a certain rank, or you need to win like a tournament with over like 30 or 40 people. So this should get them an automatic bid to regionals, which is really cool. So that's like something that everybody's like vying for. Like they want to get to regionals. So this should be an automatic, like you win, you're in, basically. So that's a pretty cool thing too.
Well,
But
there you
yeah,
go.
I think it's gonna be fun. We usually have Vita Coco and Body Armor. They usually give us drinks to like give out. So our prize packs will be like we make like medals and stuff, and we have like drinks that we give out, and other Pokemon related like pins and things like that. So, but I'm thinking for this, I'm gonna try to do maybe make some kind of like trophy for it or something. I don't know. I'm trying to talk
we
to
give out
some.
medals
Yeah.
for the GamerCon tournaments with Jamie, and even the cosplay contest. They get medals. It has my dog Harley, who's the official mascot of the show. She's chewing on a PlayStation controller.
Nice.
About 3 years ago when she was a puppy. So before we yelled at her for breaking the controller, I took her picture, and she became the official mascot of the show. So the T-shirts have Harley chewing a controller. The website has her on there, and all the medals that people get. It'll have the year, and it always has a picture of Harley chewing up a PlayStation controller. So that's the medals you get. And that's the official. You know how they have the Oscars and the Emmys?
Yeah.
Well, this is the Harley.
Okay.
This is the official Connecticut GamerCon awards are called the Harleys.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just like here at Static Rift, we have the Rifties, which we do
right.
every year. Yep, we just had them last week. So, but yeah,
I think
yeah.
I was one of the winners. Wasn't I one of the winners for a
You've-
Best Con or something?
Yeah, you've won every year for Best Con. So,
There you go. It's nice to be consistent. You know, and I'm already working on other stuff, but that's for another podcast. We're talking gaming tonight. We're not talking comics tonight.
yeah, I
Let's
saw, I
keep
saw a
on
couple
track.
of those.
It's hard. It's
so-
hard because I'm sitting there, bursting at the seams, trying to tell you all these comic book people I'm getting. But we're talking video games, buddy.
So you were saying that, like, you're trying to keep this kind of not separate but different, giving you a different experience than like PAX and stuff like that. But would you want to have, like, if like Nintendo was like, hey, we want to set up like a big booth there and we want to
Oh God, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I love that stuff too. When I go to New York Comic Con, I mean, besides seeing the artists and all that stuff, I tend to go upstairs in the dealer room, and the video game, developers and software and all those guys, they have the best friggin' booths, man.
They really
and
do.
you get there and you get in line and you get to try out. I tried out the new Iron Man VR game that there was, I think PlayStation had it. Yeah, it was PlayStation. And then even down, I just went to Disney World about 3 weeks ago, and the folks over at Oculus had a terrific Star Wars game that you can put on your head and run around and pretend you're fighting the Empire on Darth Vader's home world there of Mustafar. His like castle was there, and you broke into it and you fought him there. There was lava, and you could feel the heat. It was crazy, dude. And yeah, my buddy actually, Laird, used to work for Lucasfilm, and then he helped develop Guitar Hero for
Really?
Activision. Yeah, and now he works over at Oculus, which is owned by Facebook, I think it is, or Amazon. I can't remember. He lives up in Portland now, in Oregon, or wherever. I think Facebook owns Oculus. But yeah, he does all that stuff. He used to send my kids huge boxes with all the new Call of Duty, like the Ultimate packages. The game would come out, and then you'd get
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, it's owned by Facebook.
Yeah, all gear stuff. He would get all the, they would get like the GoPro version. They had that, and there was like some type of care package. Opened it up, and there was like a Foot Locker, and there was all these statues and all that stuff. We used to get all that stuff here. We still have it everywhere. Yeah, I mean, so he's all into video games. And like I said, my two boys, that's all they do all day. I mean, one's playing Fortnite. He's really good at it. He's, winning money on different tournaments that he's involved in. And my other son, Owen, he used to be a big League of Legends player. I mean, you name it, he's played every game possible. I mean, we've had every system in this house, from the Wii to the PlayStation to the Xbox. We've had them all, man. And then they're all PC gamers now, too. So they're all on that.
Yeah, I've never been much of a PC kind of guy.
Yeah, I talked to. Hell, I even have my PlayStation here. I got the Jedi game Fallen Order for Christmas that I'm still working on here. So
I haven't.
in
I
between
recently got
comic
it, but I haven't
conventions,
played
I'm
it.
playing video games. What's that?
I recently got the Jedi Fallen Order, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I started too. I couldn't get past one level. I had to give it to my son. I said, "Here, get me past this wall. I can't do it." And he did it in 10 seconds. He goes, "Here you go." I'm like, Jesus,
Yeah.
how do you do that?
I had to
Yeah.
lower the difficulty on that one, so I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, it was really. It sucks when you can't even start the game because you can't, climb this fence thing that you're supposed to jump onto and move off to the side. That's where I kept falling off. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I give up.
Hmm.
But it's cool, man. It is cool. I mean, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like pinball machines, so what do I know? That I can handle.
So will the pinball machines be there as well?
Well, they were last year. We had a guy here from Bridgeport, Connecticut called pinballs.com, and he brought like 6 machines. So I'm going to get a hold of him and see if he can bring some more back. I mean, that's more my speed. And that and the old arcade cabinet machines. I'm one of those retro gamers. I even have one downstairs. I bought for Christmas. I got one of those arcade 1-up Marvel superhero ones. It has like the Punisher on it, and not Capcom versus Marvel, but like a Marvel superheroes game and an X-Men game on it. So that's more of a button smashing type of thing that I could do. Move the joystick and hit the buttons.
So that's something that I want to ask. Are you going to be playing in any of these tournaments?
Well, I will, but I won't last very long. I'll be dead in seconds. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. Every year I go to sit down, and Jamie goes, "Here, Mitch, you want to play?" And he gives me a controller, and I'm done in 10 seconds. I'm like, okay, next.
So
Pretty bad. And the guys try to teach me Magic the Gathering, but I just get like too flustered. I get overwhelmed. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Yeah, Magic. I remember when I was younger, I was a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh a lot.
Yeah, my kids were Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, we had that in our house.
I could never get into Magic as much as I tried. Like everyone was like, "Oh, you got to play Magic. It's the more adult game." I was just like, "Yeah, nah,
I tried
Well, you know
too.
what
Magic
stinks
was
is
never my
there's
thing.
I was going to say there's a brand new Marvel miniatures game out there. You get the figures and you can paint them and customize them and all that, just like a Dungeons and Dragons. But it's all Marvel comics. It's all, superheroes. That's my speed. And I just don't have anything to play the stuff with. I mean, that's the problem. You need to get in a group and have people that you can, play with these, like D&D. You can't do it by yourself.
What was that game years ago? It was like Marvel and DC characters, and they were like little. Yeah, thank you, HeroClix.
Oh my God, I have boxes of HeroClix at this house.
Are
I
they
love
still?
HeroClix.
Are they still
I love
around?
the figures, man. What's that?
Are they still around?
Oh God, yeah, HeroClix is still out. They come out with new versions. In fact, Sarge's Comics in New London, Connecticut, they always have 2 booths at GamerCon. They run the HeroClix tournament still at their store. And BoomTube Comics here in Southington, Connecticut, has a huge HeroClix tournament every Sunday at their store. So yeah, it's still around, man. I mean, they've got all kinds of figures. They had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had all the DC. They had wrestling figures.
Wow.
Walking Dead ones. Oh yeah, they spun off into so many different. They even had a Halo miniatures for a time about 10 years ago. I remember my kid was playing that.
Yeah, I'm on the website right now, and they're about to release some new Captain America and the Avengers HeroClix, and it's got art by Alex Ross. So
I just love the figures. I mean, I was just buying them just to collect them, just to get the little guys, just little statues.
so will HeroClix be at GamerCon?
They're going to be at the Sarge's comics table. He has a couple tables set up in front of his booth where he does demos and he brings them there. I should bring mine. I come in with a little fishing toolkit box and pop it open and pull out all my HeroClix.
So
Crazy.
you weren't kidding when you said you legitimately have like everything here. So I'm looking at the list of like tournaments and things that you can get into.
Yeah.
So on Saturday you open at 11. Doors open at 11. At 12 you
Yep.
have a Smash Melee doubles tournament, which is cool because Smash Ultimate's like the current Smash game, but there is a big fan base for people who play Melee. So it's nice that you have
Yep.
both Smashes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's going on. And like I said, the free play area is open at the same time. So if you're not playing those games, you just go over to the free play section and you can play all types of games. Jamie has a full library of classic games that you could just pop in and just play with your friends. And I mean, they've had GoldenEye. I've seen every possible Nintendo game over there. And the same thing with the board games. If you don't want to do any video games, you want to do tabletop stuff. They have a gaming library. You could go over there. I think it's just $2. You can rent a game out for hours and just take your friends and sit at the table or just sit on the floor and just start playing a game.
So the bigger tournaments, there'll be a
Yeah.
buy-in basically.
Yeah, it's like $10, and all that money goes towards the pool or whatever you want to call it. And whoever wins at the end of that round, the champion of it gets the money. So, and then they split it up. So there'll be a first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I think it goes up to 6 different levels of winners. So obviously the first person, the top player gets the biggest amount, and then the other guys divvy it up. So we do that too. Oh, you should see it though, dude. It's like a Rocky movie because we play on these giant screens like a movie theater.
Yeah.
You move up to the big stage, and the crowd is on their feet cheering when it's doing the Smash Brothers tournaments. It's insane. Everyone's like throwing, screaming, "Come on, come on, come on!"
A
there's
lot of
color
people are
commentary.
a lot of people are
great.
into watching, esports as they call it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, my vision of this for GamerCon is one day to have it like at the Mohegan Sun Arena, which is like a 20,000, or no, that's maybe 18,000 seater, and just have it on the big giant screens. Like you'll see on TV, on the E-League or something like that.
Right, yeah.
That's where I'm going for one day. We could just have massive tournaments and have thousands of people watching and cheering. Because there's really nothing like that around here. There should be, but there's not.
I think you could pull it off. There's I think Smash is at those levels. I think Fortnite's pretty close to those levels.
Fortnite's pretty much
Mhm.
there, I would
Yeah,
say.
Fortnite's there. What is it? League of Legends
yeah,
is like
CS:GO.
Yep. LOL is huge.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, League of Legends has had some stuff, too, for years. In fact, if you go to PAX, you ever go in the back where you see, they have the 2 big movie screens and
Yep.
the guys are all gathered up from, University of Maryland versus Penn State, and there's just tons of players playing League of Legends and things. So it's great. And they come out like a wrestling match. You see, they'll introduce the players, and there's smoke, and there's lights, and it's literally like watching a WWE tournament, or
I
a
say
match.
give it another 10 years and you'll see it in the Olympics. You'll have an Olympic esport, I think.
It's popping up on college campuses everywhere. We get a group of a video game club of 40 kids. They come in every year as a group on Saturday, and they love it, man. And Connecticut, I think UConn here, University of Connecticut, has an official gaming
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
schools do.
I mean-
It's becoming like one of those things that people are trying to get into it early on because there's professional esports players that are making tons of money right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son, a kid that they went to school with, he lives in California now. I mean, I think the kid makes a couple $100,000 a year just doing video game tournaments. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at,
I think what was it a couple of weeks ago? Somebody signed the first multi-million-dollar esport deal. So it's getting up there. It's definitely getting up
We're in
there.
the wrong line of work, John.
Yeah, I
Just be playing video games.
I know. I wish
You
I
know?
was good enough.
Honestly, I sit there and I go, "What happened? Where did I go wrong, man?"
So let's quickly go over your list. So you got Smash Melee, you got Smash Ultimate, you got Samurai Showdown, which
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty cool. That the classic version was great. I'm assuming you're going to be playing the more recent version of it, but
Yeah, it's the newer one. Yep.
that's fun though. It's a great game. A lot of Smash, Street Fighter V. That Street Fighter. So a couple years ago, we did Static Rift did the announcing for a big Street Fighter tournament where the winner of the tournament got to go to Orlando for their whatever what's the big ECL or something like that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the winner got to go to got the bid to go to the big tournament in
Oh,
Orlando.
like E3 or whatever it's called.
Kind
Is
of
that it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. It
I don't know
was
if it's
one
that
of the
one, but yeah.
ECL, something like that. So, and we were the announcers for the tournaments, which was really cool and a lot of fun. So Street Fighter, the fan base is insane. These dude brought their own, controller rigs, and they were a couple of them would meditate before playing, and you couldn't talk to them. They'd have their own room and stuff. They are serious.
Street Fighter has a fiercer fandom than Mortal Kombat or any of the others, I think. I mean, they are intense.
Oh yeah.
Street Fighter is definitely. So you're gonna be having some Street Fighter, we said. Pokemon Go is gonna be there, so I'm excited about that. Obviously, what do we got? We got Grand Blue Fantasy. I've never heard of that.
Well, you got to talk to Jamie about that. He'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, even I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's one I've never. You got WWE 2K20, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. We got Soul Calibur, like you said. Tekken 7. I'm surprised that Tekken's not more involved here. That's kind of shocking.
Well, I remember the first, I think it was 2 years ago, Tekken 7 was supposed to come out the week before GamerCon. And we were all excited. We were going to have the beta, the real launch of it there. And then they delayed the game for 2 months. And we're like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
it was a huge part of the show. And at the last minute, they pulled the plug on it. So
a lot of people were.
Things happen, man.
Yeah, a lot of people
What's
were
that?
disappointed in Tekken 7 too.
Is that why
Yeah,
maybe it's
Yeah.
not as prominent?
It was not as good as it should have been. Yeah,
If anybody knows video games, it's definitely Jamie. He knows.
he would know.
yeah.
He
Yep.
would know. He's good. He's the best. But yeah, but wow,
Yeah,
Tekken
and-
7. That's low on the list.
Yeah. And then we even get our friends from Syracuse. There's a buddy of mine who's up in Syracuse. He has the Empire Game Expo and then the Retro Game Con. And they run those in July. So it's kind of cool. He'll bring his team down and they'll play against our Connecticut team. And then, you can go up to his show in July. And, it's nice. I mean, look, he has his gaming show. I have my gaming show, but there's a sense of camaraderie here. We're not cutthroat and trying to oh, screw you. I can't help you out. You're a competitor. No, we all get along with this stuff. There's even a Long Island gaming show in August that I know the guys there that run it. And there's a New Jersey GamerCon that was around too. I mean, there's so many video games that you can get into. You can get Smash Brothers tournaments. So there's stuff for everybody. So there's no need to have this, stupid, you can't come to my show and, I hope your show bombs, that type of mentality that happens with a lot of other conventions. I don't want to get into it, but, there's a sense of stupidity. Yeah, it's I want to be the biggest show around. Oh, no, you can't have this guy. I can't. I'm like, who the hell cares? It's all about having fun. And once you lose that, you're just, it just becomes stupid. And that's not happening here with the gamer conventions. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody who's playing just wants to play games. They don't care who's running the show. They don't care anything about the drama and all that nonsense. They just want to have a good time. And so far, I mean, maybe it's because there hasn't been a long period of time that gaming conventions have been around. Maybe because it's pretty new. I mean, we're doing this for the 4th year, and there's some other shows that have been around for about 5 or 6 years, but that's about it.
What I think is, I think most people were just so intimidated about PAX because it was really just PAX being or whatever, PAX West or some, the PAX cons that were really the only gaming cons that were around, to be
Right.
honest, unless you had a little bit of gaming at like, a pop culture con or something like that. But
Right.
so I think that it's good that you and some of these other local, because it's almost like you guys versus PAX at this point. Like the lower guys versus PAX.
Because like you said, PAX seems to be like the big showcase show.
Yeah.
That's the show you go and all the developers and the manufacturer there showing off their biggest wares. It's like that show in Vegas, the Consumer Expo show.
Yes, yep.
See, yeah. I mean, you go there and it's just like going to Disney World. You're like, oh my God, you're amazed because you get to see all these fantastic demos of the latest games, the best monitors, the best controllers, but you really can't do anything. You just walk around, you take pictures, you get free tchotchkes and giveaways and T-shirts, and you're like, oh, that's nice.
I think PAX started out as that con that you'd go and have fun and play and have a good time, and then they've kind of morphed into this like E3 or Consumer Expo where E3 and those you're going there to just see the new stuff. You're not really going to play the new stuff. At PAX,
and you know what? It's kind of like the big comic convention. It's really like that. Like it started off with just comic book creators, like what we do at Terrificon, where it's the artists and writers, and then people started bringing in movie actors, and then the big pissing contest started. Like who could top the other one? I got, Mark Hamill. No, I've got Harrison Ford. I've got Chris Evans, and they all start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They all want to have the best movie star. I've got Stallone. I've got Schwarzenegger, and meanwhile, the whole purpose behind the show originally got lost along the way. It's not about coming to meet comic book writers and artists. Now it's suddenly, $1,000 photo ops.
Seriously, yeah.
And then all the booths used to be art dealers and comic book dealers and toy dealers, and now they're giant, insurance companies and big bizarre car dealerships. And you're like, what does that have to do with Spider-Man? What does that have to do with Batman? Why is there an insurance company in the middle of the floor at New York Comic Con with the biggest booth? It makes no sense, because they've lost sight of what they originally were.
Yeah,
and like you said, the video game stuff. Hey, man, look, you go to you have a video game, you want to play it.
Yeah,
you have a.
You want to test it out. You want to try it. You want to play it. Yep.
You just don't want to look at it. I mean, it's like going to the bookstore and looking at the books and not buying or reading anything. What's the purpose of that? It's like, don't you want to get some interactivity going on here? You want to sit down and play a game. You want to go and try to win something, or just do something. You don't just want to stand there like a witness to these big corporate booths. I mean, they're beautiful to look at. It's amazing, how nice the exhibits look. But if you can't touch it or get involved, what's the point of it,
Yeah, I used to go to PAX a lot. I used to love to go to PAX when it was a little smaller.
And then the last couple of years, I stopped liking going. I was like, why am I going to this?
Like, it's getting to the point where, like, you can barely move. I'm
I've
a bigger
noticed that.
dude. I'm a bigger dude, so I don't really like. I hate being crushed or being
shoved.
like stuck or you know. And I feel that a lot of like unless there's like supreme like planning and organizing, you're gonna get crushed at some of the bigger conventions.
I'll tell you what. When we used to go to PAX, I would find myself not being on the dealer floor, which was too crowded, like you said, and I would go upstairs to the side rooms where they would have retro gaming and just free play. And I would hang out there. I had more fun just hanging out there, which is kind of like what GamerCon is. It's just sitting down and playing some games with people, as opposed to, staring at the big Blizzard booth, or whoever's the latest, greatest monitor. I don't understand what the point of that is. It's like, look at this monitor. It's got, 165 megahertz, and the resolution is amazing, and the refresh rate is great, and it's about $800. And you're like, I just want to play a video game. I just want to go buy something that's cool. So
I'm assuming you're going to have a lot
me.
of dealers to buy games, buy controllers.
Oh yeah,
all that
stuff.
Yeah.
We'll have the retro guys coming down with their old controllers and their old games, and some of those games. Hey man, I come from the world of comic books. Some of those games are just as valuable as Amazing Fantasy 15, the first Spider-Man. I got guys that show up with video game cartridges that are worth like thousands of dollars. I'm like, are you kidding me? So it's cool to see that stuff. And then, of course, you're going to have cool T-shirts. You're going to have cool anime stuff. You're going to have your Pokey candy. You're going to have your Funko Pops. You're going to have swords, like foam weapons and stuff, guys bringing that stuff. There's always some cool stuff in the dealer room. You never know what you're going to find. You can find some great dice. I've seen guys that have dice that are made out of steel and and metal. And if you're into Dungeons and Dragons or any of that role playing stuff,
dice are very
there's
important.
Something for everybody, man. What's that?
Dice are very important to the nerds out there.
That's
a lot
right.
of people love
man.
their dice.
That's right.
20-sided
knock
die and 15-sided die.
I've seen the 100-sided dice. It looks like a golf ball. It's crazy. Like, what are you going to do with that? But
Hey, when you play Dungeons and Dragons, I only dabbled in it a little bit, like a couple years back, and they have legitimately like a dice for it, like the 3-sided die, like 15, 28s, like any dice you can think of, and for every scenario, it's like you're gonna eat an apple. You roll this dice.
Yeah.
Like, was it rotten? Was it good?
The guys at another podcast, Pino Comics, the guy John Johnson who's on that show, Sir John they call him, he's a gamer like you wouldn't believe. He goes every year to Gen Con. He goes all the way up to Nova Scotia where they have another gaming convention. I can't think of it's like a board game convention. This dude, he's been playing since the very first Dungeons and Dragons came out back in the 80s when I was in high school. So he knows every single dice. I think he has a pair of dice on him at all times. Just like in case a game breaks out, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a 30-sided dice or something, He'll be there at the show.
That's awesome.
That is pretty awesome. And you said there'll be a bunch of like tabletop games and stuff like that too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's all types of tabletop. I like the Warhammer stuff. That's where you get into the models, and you have to build the figures and the sets and the can't think of the word, but it's more complicated. It's not just a trading card game. It's more of an art form type of thing, where you have to build your own characters.
Yeah, and Warhammer's really rapidly taken off. That seems to just keep getting bigger and bigger.
So
they
still,
have
like,
Warhammer stores here in Connecticut.
Wow.
There's one in Stamford.
And it's just a Warhammer still, like, to just sell Warhammer stuff?
In the store in Stamford, yeah. And they'll have classes on it, and you can go there and you can paint your figures, and they have painting classes and all that stuff.
Wow.
So, there's stuff for everybody, man. I mean, there's just so much games out there, and I like when the people come up with their own board games. They just came up with their own version of it, and they make their own game, and they're trying to get backing and maybe manufacture more of them. It's cool. I mean, it's a whole art form. You sit there and come up with the rules and the graphics and everything, the gameplay methods and such. We had a guy a couple years ago who did a VR game, but wrote a novel with it too. So he was like making his own little merchandising universe. He wrote the book, and then he made the video game based on his novel.
Interesting.
Which was just cool.
Yeah.
So if you read the book, you could figure out how the game works a little better, because there was a lot of clues inside the novel.
Wow.
And then a lot of them just move on to it. He just, they take the concept, just like a comic book, when we get the artists and writers and they want to become a big pro and they want to work for Marvel or DC. Same type of thing. You get folks that come in with their own ideas for video games or anything, and next thing you know, they're trying to sell it to the big game developers or manufacturers. So who knows? You could be sitting next to the next Smash Brothers phenomenon.
Yeah. Or the next Pokemon.
Right.
Or the next Pokemon. Yeah, it's always something. There's always something new coming down the horizon, or over the horizon.
The guy that made Pokemon was like a big fan of like collecting bugs, and that's what he came up with.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the original.
That's how it came about?
Yeah. Yep. He enjoyed collecting bugs, so he decided to make a game about collecting like creatures and stuff like that. And now he's making.
Well, PAX, I think PAX originally stood for Penny Arcade Exposition.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what the initials stood for. Yeah. So I don't know what it spun off. Was it originally like arcade games, and then it moved on to more of what it is now?
I think honestly, I think it started out like how you are. Like you go and you play games and and then they started
then
getting
it got bigger and bigger.
they
Yeah.
slowly started getting developers in. And I mean, like, are you going to turn down? Like, if Nintendo calls you up tomorrow and says, "Hey, Mitch, we want to set up a massive booth to,
Boom.
put
You got
out
it.
our new game," you're not going to say no to Nintendo, Like,
Yeah, I will. I don't give in to the corporate man. Yeah, no, of course I would let them do what they want.
I think
We have Nintendo stuff.
what as a fan, as a
Yeah.
and why I say like not just because you're my friend, you come on the show and you've done great things for Static Rift. Like I absolutely believe that you're like Terrificon is like the best con because you get to meet everybody. There's no, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I've been to Boston, I've been to so many Comic Cons where like either there's some like stupid fakakta ticket system, or you got to pay to meet
yeah.
them or whatever. But though you always have it that the biggest names you get to meet them, and I think that's great. And I think that a lot of these bigger conventions, it's cool to have like big sponsors. Like it's great. I think they need to maybe limit them. Limit them
Yeah.
and think about the fan instead of thinking about the money. Unfortunately, like of course everybody wants the money. The money's important, but I think like I don't know. To me, it's the fans should be more important. Like you should be looking out as for the fan, because then you're gonna get more and more people that want to come and want to.
Right.
I don't know. That's all I
Especially
think.
like PAX, one of my favorite things that I used to love about it was going to see the independent developers
Yeah.
and what they were coming
And
out
each
with.
year
Like,
it gets smaller. and-
yeah, like they would bring games that you had never heard of before, and now there are less and less. There's less room for them because these mega, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, they're just taking
Yeah.
up more of the space.
And eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if you get a PAX like IndieCon or something, where like
Yeah.
the smaller guys just come to. They have a con just for them because they can't fit them
they
anymore.
They have a PAX Unplugged or something, I think, in Philadelphia.
Is
which
that?
their
Yeah, you're
tabletop
right.
gaming.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do have that. And like I said, there's Gen Con out in Indiana. I think it's Indiana, every August. And that's all board games and such. And there's other little shows around here. In Rhode Island, there's a gaming con, not video games, but it's called Capcom.
Okay.
I think that's what's called. Yeah, and that's all miniatures and role-playing games and RPGs and all that stuff and card games. And then I'm trying to think what the other gaming convention was.
I know they have like the whole Minecraft con, like Minecon or whatever.
Yeah, there's a Minecraft convention now. And Kineticon, which is here in Hartford, in July, that's more of an anime show, but I think that's a huge tabletop Magic the Gathering type of thing. Not so much video game tournaments, but they were more of a tabletop show. And but again, they started getting anime in it and manga
Right.
and all that, so I don't know what happened with that.
I'm honestly shocked that I'm not seeing like your anime con. I'm waiting for.
Well, people keep asking me about that, and I've told you before. I mean, I don't want to get into something I don't know anything about. So I know video games just because I've been playing video games
Right.
myself since the 70s and the 80s, and then I got kids, and they introduced me to all the latest stuff. And anime, I know superficially. I don't know a lot about it. I mean, I know what I know from what I've seen.
I think it might be tough to make, because like I know like Boston, there's like a big anime Boston. I've never
there's
went to
Boston
it.
Anime,
I've never went to it. I'm a huge anime fan. Like
Really?
it's a huge like.
Why didn't you ever go to it? You're right there.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't have enough to pull me in. For the price
Really?
tag, they don't have enough to pull me in.
Well, what would you like to see in those things? Like the voice actors? I mean,
Yes.
they're all dumb.
Yeah, I would want to meet the voice actors. I would want to, honestly, like it would be. I would want to meet the voice actors, and I'd want to meet maybe the writers and stuff. But that's tough because a lot of the writers necessarily don't speak English. So that would be.
I know. And the other thing is a lot of this stuff's done overseas, so there's a lot of expenses involved.
Yeah.
With flying them over here,
But yeah, I think I would want to. I would want to get cool maybe T-shirts or cool, anime items that I couldn't necessarily find here. I would want to.
Do you find that stuff? Do you go to New York at all? I mean, there's a section of New York Comic Con that has some anime stuff, and then there's New York City. Is it New York City Anime? Or Anime New York NYC. I know there's a big show out there. It's in the fall. But you've never been to an anime?
No,
convention?
I always say I'm gonna go, and then I end up like I'll wait till it gets a little closer, and then I'm like, nah, that's just not enough. Because it's like what $30-$40 for a ticket, and it's just like. Like there's maybe 4 people I want to meet, and I'm just like, is that enough for me to spend $30-$40? You know what I mean?
That's why, I mean, honestly, I try to keep the prices down low. I think this is the first year I did GamerCon. It was $15 4 years ago. Then we went up to $20, and this year it's $25, and that's it. I mean, $25 for a ticket, and kids 8 and under are free.
Yeah, I think
so that's not bad.
I think that's a great price. Like when I was talking to some like the Pokemon people, they were like, "Oh, what's like the price going to be like?" Because that might deter some of the younger players. And I was like, "Oh, if the younger play, they could come in. If in one of the tournaments that I run, we have a 7-year-old that's destroys people." So it's
really?
like, he's fantastic. He's really good for a 7-year-old kid. So, like, someone like him, he could come down and he could, he wouldn't have to pay. So that's cool. I think that's awesome that you do that. But, yeah, $25 is almost nothing. That's not bad. That's, like...
Well, nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, what is PAX? Like, $60 a day or $64?
If you can get a damn ticket.
Yeah,
Right.
if you get a ticket, and then if you don't, and you try to, like, go on, like, StubHub or one of those sites...
They'll screw you.
Oh, bullshit.
You're spending, like... $90 to $100 because I was like, oh, I should look into it. Like, maybe I should go back this year. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not worth it to be crushed.
No, I used to be lucky. We'd get PAX tickets all the time when my kids were home. But we would always end up going on Sunday because Saturday was impossible to get a ticket,
Yeah.
So, and my kid always used to tell me, like, oh, Dad, can we get Saturday? It's like, hey, man, you get what you get. It's like, I'm trying.
And I remember we used to get press passes for it, and even the press, I'd have the press pass, and I'd go to like a booth to try to like play a game because there's like a line for press, and even that line's like 3 hours to play a game. So it's
yeah. I mean, I remember I took my son and his friend, and they went, and I said, where were you guys for 2 hours? Oh, they go, we waited in line for 2 hours to do a demo for like 5 minutes, if that, maybe 3. I'm like, are you crazy? That's what the hell you've been doing this whole time, just standing in line waiting to go into a game demo? I mean, that just seemed nuts to me, waste all that time for nothing.
75% of PAX is waiting in line and trying not to get run over on the dev floor.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
I hear you.
Waiting in line or getting crushed.
Yep. Yeah. The other 25% is great when you actually get to see like an indie developer or you actually do get to play something, like cool. But the amount of trouble that you have to go through to get it, it's just not worth it.
I mean, I've never organized a convention, obviously, but I feel like their spacing is just so dumb. Like, again, I don't know what goes into it, but like I've seen, especially like your Terrificon space wonderfully. Like, you have some great spacing to, like, I never feel crushed. I never feel, anything like that. I feel like their spacing's just bad. They need to, like, and it might just be that the boots are just too big. Or, I don't know. Like, I'll walk through and I'll be like, I would have spaced that there. I would have put that there. I'm like, this sucks. Like, and if that's just me walking through thinking, like, why not there? Why, I don't know. Like, they need to space it out better. Like,
yeah.
Or maybe they need to move it to another spot.
Well, a lot of it, too, is the booze.
Well, that's the problem. In New York, you've run out of places. It's, there's just too many people. But, yeah, I mean, like you said, you can't enjoy yourself when you're being crushed. I mean, I like the fact that I can walk outside of, the Expo Center. You can go outside over at Mohegan Sun. You just open the side door, and there's a whole little courtyard, and you get fresh air. Plus, there's windows. And natural light comes in when we do Terrificon. You can see the sun coming through, which is kind of nice because I've been to too many conventions where you feel like you're in a cave somewhere because there's no natural light coming in. And there's just too many people pushing you, and you can't go anywhere, and you can't breathe. So I'm totally with you on that stuff. And
another
like the fact
thing
I
that
can
you
walk
haven't
outside and
mentioned
sit down.
tonight is the free
that?
parking at Mohegan.
Yeah, I know. Again, when we would go to PAX, that was another bitch. I used to have to go get parking. I used to have to go
$30
to
parking.
ParkWiz.
Yeah.
Oh my God! One time I parked way the hell down by the harbor, and you had to take a shuttle bus, and it had just snowed. Remember a couple years ago it snowed? There was like 6 feet of snow in Boston, like it was everywhere. It was piled up so high.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the year we went. It was like late February, early March. There was a snowstorm, and my son and his friend went. I dropped them off in front of the expo center, and I went down the road to park the car. And I remember you had to take a shuttle bus to get from there to there because it was freezing out. And it was just such bullshit. And I think it was like $30 to park. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
frig, man?
$30.
You know, just to
It's like
park.
half the ticket
And
to
then you're
park.
walking around and to get a candy bar, it's like $3. It's like, what the hell? Because, you know, there's no place to eat. There's no place to sit down. They've got a couple chairs off to the side. You end up sitting on top of the radiator, you know, and trying not to look like a jerk as you're eating a hot dog that costs you $7. You know,
I'll
Pepe's
give them
Pizza's
credit
always
though. The one thing I'll give them the most credit on
What?
is their
What?
elaborate food. They have like cool like game themed foods a lot of the time there. So their food is usually it's pricey. You're spending
Where do you
like
find that though?
usually like right when you leave like the hall there's usually little like pop-ups like popped up like gaming burgers and all that stuff. But
Oh, I never would see that. I
Oh,
would always
yeah.
go to the top of the escalator, and when you come in the main level there in the Boston Convention Center, and you would just see there was like a little tiny store up front that had like pre-made sandwiches and some water and sodas and some candy bars, and then off to the side there was maybe some pretzels and all that stuff. I would never see that burger. I wish I did.
yeah, they
'cause
have
we used to
like they'll have
walk
like
around.
gaming themed burgers or gaming
Really?
themed. Yeah,
Never
yeah.
saw that.
But they're
Never saw
pricey. That you're gonna spend like $15 to $20 for a burger and fries, but the quality
Yeah.
of the burger and fries is excellent. It's
All
really
right, well, I'll
good.
give you that. I never 7 times. How many times did we go to PAX? Maybe about 6 times. Never saw that. Never did. I wish I did.
Yeah, like
We would leave that place starving.
my friends were like, because I haven't went in a couple years. My friends were like texting me pictures last year of like, it was like a 5-pound burger or something. And it was some
Oh,
kind
really?
yeah,
Wow.
like there was a bunch of really cool like pictures and stuff that I was getting from my friends. Like, I'll have to talk to them to find out like the names and stuff. But yeah, that there was like
yeah.
game themed like burgers and everything and stuff like pretzels and all that jazz. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I always liked? I liked how they at our show you can go and park your car right outside for free, and if you buy stuff, you can walk out to your car and leave it there, and then walk right back in. You know, 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the problem when you're at a big show like that. You're walking around, you're trying to, you know, navigate everything. You've got all this, especially if you bought like my kids would buy foam swords or something from Minecraft, and they're walking around with all this stuff. And you're like, you don't want to lose it, you know, but you don't want to carry everything around, and there's no place to put it. You just do it. So being a nice dad, I'd always get stuck with carrying everything, you know.
Yeah, I honestly believe the whole free parking at Mohegan's like a godsend. It's like fantastic. Like it is one of the best parts of like, you know, because half
Yeah.
the time if you're like thinking about a con budget, you're like, all right, I got so much to do this, I got so much to do that, you know. Then you're like, all right, I got to set aside at least, you know, $30-$60 if you're going for a whole weekend for parking for the most part,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. No.
Or or you try to be like, you know, a cheapo and park on the street. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'll park on the street if I can. And then if you didn't pick a good spot, you're getting a ticket. You know, if it's on Saturday, you're probably getting a ticket if you park too long. So it's just like I love that. You know, Mohegan's the perfect place for a convention, I believe.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. Definitely. But, yeah, I think, like I said, I've said many times in the past, I think you put on the best shows. Terrificon's my favorite con to go to every year. It's the one I look forward to the most. You know, you always have the funnest, coolest people, and I'm sure GamerCon's going to be no different. Now, have you gotten, like, in the past, like, do you ever get, like, any of, like, the game, like, voices or game people like that, or you haven't, you stayed away from that?
You know, I've stayed away from it because I could. I mean, look, I just got almost the entire cast of the Justice League cartoon coming to Terrificon,
which is
I
epic.
mean, you know, I've got all those guys. It's not hard. It's the same people that I deal with when I book my actors. I just say, hey, can I have some video gamers? But I've noticed that people at GamerCon, at least in my experience, they want to meet pro players. They want to sit down and talk to guys that play these games.
Yeah.
And ask them, you know, some tips or tricks or techniques. And they want to do that because I've had a couple voiceover people in the last couple of years, and they did okay. But
right.
I think lots of times they just sat there, and I felt bad. I'd go up to them and talk to them, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry people aren't coming up and chatting with you. But I'd walk over to a couple of the pro players that Jamie would bring in, and they'd have, like, you know, a line of people. The kids want photos with them, and they want to talk to them about a certain move they did on Smash Brothers or something, or what character was their favorite, or what's their, you know, the weapon of choice on a game. That seems to be the big attraction when it comes to personalities.
I definitely think that's the way to go. Getting some of,
Yeah.
like, the big YouTubers or Twitch streamers.
Oh, yeah. We had a guy, actually, the first year, we had a guy named Dame Drops.
Oh, Dame Drops, yeah.
DAYM. He's a food critic.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he's
basically he
awesome.
goes to fast food places, and he sits in his car and he eats the food and he
Yeah.
videotapes himself.
I love him,
He
yeah.
reviews it. He was at our very first GamerCon.
Wow.
And he loved it. He was a big video gamer, so he played video games
Yeah.
for hours. But that dude was like a celebrity, man. Everybody was running up to him, and oh my God, that's Damn
he
Drops.
still
That's Damn
is.
Drops. I'm like, really?
Yeah, he's big. He's huge.
Yeah, I know now, but at the time I was like, what do you do? He's like, I videotape myself eating food in my car. I go, and that's a thing? So you never know.
What got him big was he went to Five Guys and got their burger, and he made
Yeah.
like this like song to it, like of him eating the
Uh-huh.
burger, and it was epic, and that's what kind of like shot
Really?
him off. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like, he's still so big that Popeyes just put out a new commercial saying that, like, the chicken sandwich is back, and his review
Yeah.
of their chicken sandwich is in the commercial.
Oh, no kidding, because
Oh,
he's
wow.
from Connecticut.
Yeah,
you know?
yep. And I believe
Yeah.
I believe he owns a restaurant in Connecticut too.
Yeah, maybe he'll pop. He was just in Mohegan Sun like 2 weeks ago. I saw his picture come up on their page, and he was there. Oh, he was there at their. They had a wine and food tasting show last weekend, and he was there as one of the celebrity chefs or something like that. So, yeah, who knows? I'll ask him. Maybe he'll come.
Yeah,
back.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to meet him. I think a lot
Really?
of, yeah, I
Okay.
think
See,
he's
that's
really cool.
Again, that's. I had somebody say, "Oh, I was the voice of Bowser. Would you like to meet me?" And I called Jamie up. He goes, "Dude, Bowser doesn't talk, and he just growls. Nobody cares." I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
"Oh, okay." Well,
I think, yeah,
You know.
I think in this day and age, you want to meet YouTubers, you want to meet streamers, Twitchers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like
I'm with
we've
you.
had a lot of Pokemon Go like YouTubers on the show like in the last couple months, and that's what people want to see. They want to pick their brains. They want to talk to them.
I know guys. I know some guys that want to meet somebody named John and Dimitri. I don't know what the hell that's
Yeah.
about, but there's some stalkers out there. You know, I get letters from people. They're like, "Hey, do you know those podcast guys? You know the Rifters? Yeah. Can we meet them?
They,
Why
they,
would you want that?"
they can't forget Jason too, though. He's
I
a
know,
big
right?
part of the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, you got the whole crew up there. Yeah. It's, hey man, we live in a new world. Okay, I mean, you know, anybody with a YouTube channel can suddenly become
Yeah.
the biggest star on the planet.
So we
know?
used to just do the show just over the on the networks webs just internet radio, and then so many people would be like, "Oh, I love watching the show, but I want to see what your facial expression when you say something," and I'm like, "Huh?"
Oh.
Like,
Well,
what?
there you go.
They're like, yeah, like when you tell me you love a comic, I want to see your face, like, like how you look when you tell me that you love a comic, and I'm like, why would you lie? Like, but that's what
I
people
have no
want.
idea.
That's what people.
I get that too. I get that too from being on the radio out here as the king of the nerds
Yeah.
on WPLR's Chaz and AJ, and #1 morning show in Connecticut. But when they meet you, they start talking to you about stuff that happened on the show, and it always takes me a couple of seconds to, remember what the hell they're talking about, Like, oh, when you were on and you wore this Captain America mask and it was so tight and the guys were breaking your stones about it. And I'm like, what? Oh, it was like 4 years ago. But sure, yeah, I remember it,
Yeah, I think we can thank like Joe Rogan for that. I think he records all his stuff. And I just think people like something like a sports show. A lot of sports shows are, they'll show you just the guys in the studio talking, and people love watching it. They love watching. Just
I know.
My local sports guys, Felger and Maz, I watch them.
Yeah.
They're just old dudes complaining about sports, and I watch them. If I'm home and when they're on, I'm watching them. So it's like I get it too, and I don't understand why, but I do it.
Yeah, I don't know, because we do Facebook Live videos sometimes at the radio station, and it's the same show,
just on
that
Facebook.
We normally do without the video,
Yep.
But they'll throw up a camera sometimes, and they'll say, "Hey, this next segment we're going to do a Facebook Live feed." I'm like, okay. And you get thousands of people watching you, and you're like, it's the same show, man. Now you can see us. So
yeah, I don't know.
It's amazing.
What I think it is I think that we're in a day and age where, like, I'm like, oh, I love this issue of Spider-Man, and if I'm just saying it and I really don't love it, you're gonna see it in my facial expression. If I'm like, oh yeah, the Spider-Man issue is great.
Yeah, I don't have a good poker face either. I mean, it's pretty obvious sometimes. When we do our podcast, Jerry Ordway and I, we do it. He'll see me and he starts cracking up because he could tell if I'm trying to bullshit him because my eyes are, I just can't keep a straight face on some of the stuff.
And I think that's
so
what
it's
people.
It's a good thing we're not on video. It's a good thing I'm not online because people would see that I'm bullshitting. So they'd be, oh, look at him. He's rolling his eyes. He doesn't love that comic book. He's just saying that.
Oh,
the guy's right there.
We've definitely got a nice upstock, and since we started putting the show on YouTube every, Tuesday, we've definitely gotten a lot more people like tuning in, checking it out, even if they can't check it out live, because we stream it, we're on YouTube right now, we're live right now, and then throughout the
week. You
week.
should have told me. I would have put on my camera. I could have put some clothes on.
Next time we'll do that then if you want. We'll have you pop in.
Mind. I've done video feeds for a couple of shows, and
because we usually just put a little picture of you in the little
picture. You can get my little 8-bit character running across the screen. There you go.
Yeah, we usually got a picture of you.
That would be boring. So if somebody's listening to this for an hour and 20 minutes and they just see a static picture of me.
But that's what they're getting tonight.
Good God. Is it at least a nice picture of me?
It's you looking pretty pumped with a thumbs up pointing to tickets. It says tickets.
I always do the thumbs up thing.
Yeah. So that's a good picture.
You should put a picture of somebody who's not me at all. That's even better. Put up I don't know, Tom Cruise or somebody. I don't know. That'll freak them out. Like, wow, he looks just like Tom Cruise. I did not know that.
You got people calling in, hey, Mitch.
And then when they see me, they won't bother me because I don't look like them.
You look a lot like Tom, huh?
Yeah, right. Tom Cruise if he got hit by a bus. Sure. That's that.
Yeah, so we're winding down here, Mitch.
Huh?
We're winding down here. We only got a couple minutes left, so.
I have to go back to reality.
Any last minute pitches you want to give to the listeners? Like, why should they come to CT GamerCon?
The question they should be asking is why shouldn't they not be going? I mean, they should be going. That's why there's no thing in the world. Nothing to do. Free parking. You're at the Mohegan Sun, $25. You get in, you can have a full day of fun and excitement. You get to meet pro game players. You get to see some cosplay. You get to hear some awesome live music from 3 different bands. You get pizza and a soda from Pepe's Pizza for $5 for a slice of pizza and a soda. Where are you going to go for that? You get to do Guitar Hero. You get to shop for cool stuff. You get to meet John from Static Rift. He'll be up there doing his Pokemon Go tournament. For God's sakes, man. Why are we even talking about this? We should be there now. In fact, I think I'm going to get myself on a medically induced coma right now, and I'm going to tell them to wake me up on Friday, March 20th, the day before, because I have to set the show up. And plus, Adam Sandler's at Mohegan Sun that Friday night, so I might be at his show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
the next night, you could be at CT GamerCon, rocking and rolling and video gaming your brains out.
You should get
and
you
do
should
all
get
things.
Adam to show up to come and play a
I
game.
should. He just filmed his movie Uncut Gems at Mohegan Sun.
Did he?
So, yeah, if you see that movie, the whole movie takes place at Mohegan Sun.
That's a
there you
that's
go.
getting a lot of rave reviews. So
Yeah.
I know, but I think he should have done it during Terrificon or GamerCon. It would have been fun if he ran by and we were all there waving, "Hey, buddy." There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pledge. That's my plea. That's my case. I'm selling it to you right now. Get your butt down to Connecticut, Uncasville, right off the highway, exit 9, Mohegan Sun Convention Center for 2 days of nonstop fun and excitement. It's all fun and games.
all fun and
That's what-
games until somebody
that's-
sprains a thumb from
So
tapping
somebody
too hard.
pokes an eye out. That's right.
Yeah.
That's one of the banners at CT Comic Con. It says, or CT, what the hell am I doing now? CT GamerCon. When you go in there, it says it's all fun and games. And there's a picture of the dog.
I'm honestly surprised, Mitch, that you haven't created like the MegaCon, where like you go into one room and it's
Well,
comic books,
we-
you go into another room, it's anime, you go into another room, it's horror, you go into another room, it's, you know.
I want that. I want to be like the Disney World of cons. I want to have like Adventureland and I want to have Anime Land and Gaming Land and Comic Land. I want that. I want what you just said. I want that to happen. We kind of have it at Terrificon because when you go to Terrificon, you have your actor section, you have your artists, you have your writers, but we have a little small portion of GamerCon at Terrificon.
Yeah.
There's a scaled down version of it, but it's getting bigger this year. I already talked to Jamie. We're going to move it to one of the panel rooms and have it a bigger, like a 10,000 square foot mini GamerCon over at Terrificon. So it'll be even bigger. So technically, there's like 2 GamerCons a year if you want to think about it. But yes, my ultimate goal, sir, is what you said. I want to have Con World.
That'd be
That's
cool.
what I want. A nonstop, 24/7. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365
Hey.
Con World. I want an island. I want to get a little island and do and take over. Okay, nowhere in the Northeast though, because you'd freeze your butt off. In
Yeah.
winter.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
if a wrestler can make a cruise where it's a week long, like just wrestling show, you can do anything.
Yeah.
So
Hey, why not, man? Nothing's to stop you. That's that's the truth. I mean, whether it's comic books or video games or maybe anime, maybe horror. I don't know. Next convention's coming down.
There's-
I'll think of something.
there's a big horror convention that happens around here, the Rock and Shock, where it's like,
I heard that was away last week, right?
Yeah,
Is that true?
what happened?
I heard that they weren't doing Rock and Shock anymore. I thought
Did they do away with it? They had
I
one
saw
this
it on
year.
Facebook a week or so ago. They said after 15 years we're not doing this anymore. Is that not the case now? I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that because I know they had one this year. So this year must have been the last year.
I literally just saw a post about a week ago. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could have swore I saw. Thanks for all the
No,
years
you're
of,
right, yeah.
coming to the show.
So this
Yeah.
year was their last year. Wow.
I don't know. I've never been to it.
Yeah.
So. Well,
Yeah.
if that's the case, we'll have to make a new one then, huh?
Yeah. Wow, I had no
Yeah,
idea.
well-
I went to it a couple times.
Well, go look on their Facebook.
Yeah,
page.
no, you're right.
That's
I'm
where
looking
I-
at it right now. Yeah. Yeah, they ended it after
Yeah, it
15
says-
years.
Yeah, it says we're done.
Yeah. They would have it where it's set up as you'd go to a concert and then you'd go to the convention like right after the concert or convention before the concert or however they set it up. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a really sweet thing. Like they had some really cool
It
bands.
sounds like a cool idea. Yeah. I got to figure, we're doing the music at GamerCon. We got that all day, too. So we're trying to get everything in there.
Yeah, I think music's
Maybe I'll
big.
take over. Maybe one year I'll do Terrificon in the Expo Center, a big full-blown GamerCon at the Convention Center at Mohegan Sun, and then in the arena at Mohegan Sun, we'll have a giant rock concert.
Yeah.
So I have 3 things going on. Oh, and by the way, there's a humongous casino with 50 restaurants there too. So that would kind of be Con World. That's what I'm going to do. They're going to change it to Mitch Sun
You need
instead
to
of Mohegan Sun.
You need to get a Power Glove.
Oh, the rock band? You
Yeah.
know what? Jamie and I talked to them a couple years ago. Maybe. The only reason why we didn't do it, we couldn't figure out where we would put them. And then I was thinking about the Cabaret Theater.
Yeah, they're a big
which is-
like video game
Yeah, I know.
band.
Oh, I know. We talked to them. Trust me, we've been working on this stuff behind the scenes. You'll see. You can't do it all at once.
Yeah. All right, Mitch. We're gonna have to bid you adieu because we're running out of time here. But thank you
All right, fellas.
for coming on the show as usual. It was definitely different not talking comics with you, but next time.
I know. I'm really kicking I'm restraining, like, I want to talk about
I
the
know.
new Spider-Man.
We'll definitely
But next time.
we have you on, we'll talk comics. We'll talk. We got to talk Star Wars too.
Oh God, yeah, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Hey, your buddy Dan Slott's coming to Terrific.
I saw today, and I'm really excited because last time he was there, we were like, oh damn, we want to get you on the show, and he's like, I'm just too busy. He's like, next time you see me at a convention, I'll come on the show. So I'm gonna hold him
There
to
you
it.
go.
I'm gonna be
I'll
like,
hold
listen,
him to it.
Dan.
I'll grab him and make him go over to your booth and do a show. You should do a live broadcast at the show.
I would love to. I would totally love to.
Whenever you want, just
I
tell
would
me. I
love
don't
to
care.
do a live
I'll set you up a
broadcast.
table.
And I would love to host one of the panels. If you ever
There you go.
believed in me enough, I would love to host a panel with somebody.
All right, well, we can do that. That's the guys that run my panels now are podcasters. That's the two moderators I have.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, John Suntress from the Word Balloon podcast, and then Joe Stuber from Comic Book Central. Those are the guys that run the panels.
yeah.
And they just asked to do it. See how that works.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. I think we've
All
had
right,
some.
well, I'll find something for you.
We've had some quality guests on the show that could show my interviewing skills.
Well, you've interviewed me, God knows, enough times, and you haven't fallen asleep. So I believe you, John. I believe that you have skills.
All right.
You have a certain set of skills, just like Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right, Mitch. So we'll have you on again
Okay.
soon, and we'll talk more nerdy stuff then. But thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for giving us the chance to have this Pokemon Go tournament. I think it's gonna be a really fun time, and it's gonna bring a
I'm looking
new
looking
audience
forward
to this
it.
convention. So
I just ordered the GamerCon T-shirts today, so you'll be getting yours. So yes.
fantastic. All right.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Mitch.
Bye, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mitch Halleck of Terrificon and GamerCon. He is a wonderful individual, and we always have fun talking to him. So we hope you enjoyed our little talk tonight, our little chat, our video game chat. I know it was a little different. It wasn't our normal Mitch chat about comic books and movies and television, but next time we wanted to get it. We wanted to really push GamerCon this time because, we're more of a Terrificon pusher, but, since the Pokemon Go tournament's going to be there, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be pushing that throughout the whole next month and a half, so we'll be talking about it. So if you on the fence, we'll try to convince you. But thank you for tuning in to episode 192 of Static Rift here on the Go Network. You can find us here every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m., and you can find us every Thursday night, generally from like 8:30 to 10:30. Sometimes we go a little later. Sometimes we start a little earlier. Stay tuned to the Twitter, and we'll let you know. This Thursday we'll be playing Kakarot again, and hopefully I won't let you guys down. We'll find out. I'm sorry that I'm not good enough as Jason and Dimitri.
I mean, it's
Hey, Jason's actually better than me. He beat him out on the first try.
Yeah.
one shot.
Took me a few.
One shot.
And you didn't use the heal potion?
Nope.
Damn it.
Didn't
Damn
need
it.
it. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to get 2 S's on the bosses to prove my worth. But you'll find out if I do on Thursday. So tune in, see if I can get those S ranks, and join us again. Same static place, same static time. I love you all. Have a game-filled night. Good night.